Salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be talking about some polyamorous romances that you guys recommended me. So how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today is kind of like a very loose TBR. A little bit, kind of. These books have a theme, and that is the fact that they're all polyamorous or reverse harem, meaning all of them have more than two people in the relationship. There can be 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, multiple people in the relationship, which you guys just know is like my favorite trope in the world. My more recent videos, some of them have just been a little bit more interactive because honestly, the whole reason I created this account was to chat with other people about romance books. It's my favorite thing to do. So I've been hopping on Instagram and kind of getting your guys' feedback on the type of content I make, and also taking recommendations from you and reading the books that you recommend to me, and it's just been a really fun time. So follow me on Instagram. It's Books with Samantha. The link will be down below. I also am on TikTok. I post the most on TikTok. I post at least like once a day because it's just fun. So Books with Samantha, I'll link it down below. I told you guys I was in a little bit of a reading slump. I didn't know what I wanted to read. I was picking up books and just DNFing them like left and right. And I'm not the type of person to DNF books. So it was just really difficult for a book to like capture my attention. I posted on my Instagram story saying that I was craving a polyamorous romance and to give me some recommendations. And boy, did you deliver. Immediately downloaded like 5 of the books that you guys had recommended to me. And that is what we're going to be talking about today. I normally film TBR videos because I'm a mood reader and I very rarely stick to them. But I thought it would be fun to have like this smaller curated TBR of a trope that I really love. So the very first one was recommended by my friend Esty. Her Instagram handle is Big Read Girl. I was asking for Polyrex and she recommended Breaking Out by Samantha Wayland, and I put this on my Amazon wish list and she got it for me as a birthday gift a couple of weeks ago. I always have an Amazon wish list linked down below. Some people ask, you never have to send me anything, I swear, but she sent me this book and I'm so grateful for it. And it is a MMF romance, so not quite reverse harem. This is a series and it looks like an office romance. So our heroine Matty, is that her name? Matty, M-I-T-I. How do you say that? Matty? I don't know, I'm sorry. It looks like she does have a relationship with her boss, so it's kind of like an office romance, friends to lovers romance, but they're in danger. I don't know what type of danger, romance reasons, you know? So they need protection, and that's where our other hero comes in, and MMF activity happens. I cannot remember if she said this has sword crossing in it. I feel like it does. Just the setup of this cover, I feel like it does. Looking at this cover, I just feel like it won't disappoint. I feel like it will bring what it needs to bring. Oh my gosh, how could I forget the book that I just finished? Okay, I cannot remember who recommended this book to me first because everyone has been reading it on BookTube and on Bookstagram, and that is Give Me More by Sarah Kate. Miss Sarah Kate gave us praise, okay? This is the 3rd in a series, but you can read it out of order because I read it out of order. I read the first book, Praise, which is a ex-boyfriend's dad forbidden age gap romance that has a little bit of a praise kink, BDSM, all that jazz. Love that book, 5 stars. The second book I skipped because I saw Give Me More was a poly romance, and I was just like, that's what I need. That is what I need. I want to say Jen from the book Refuge recommended this to me. I think we were talking about poly romances, and she said this one was one she thinks I would really like, and I did. 5 stars. Even better than the first book, which I did not even think was possible. One of our heroes, Hunter, he owns a portion of a BDSM club, and he is like traveling to different states to look at different BDSM clubs to buy and also to get like ideas for his own club. This club with a group of friends, and each friend has their own romance, which is why it's a series, but like I said, you can read it as a standalone. The hero is married in this book. He meets his wife when they're kind of young. They kind of form this found family, not with just each other, but also with Hunter's like childhood best friend. So the 3 of them are always together, always hanging out, and they decide to kind of like push the boundaries a little bit. Hunter decides that he wants to share his wife with his best friend because sharing is caring. We love a thoughtful hero. We really do. I just finished today, and like I said, amazing, fantastic, phenomenal. Chef's kiss. Told in different point of views, you get to see each of them falling for each other in their own way, and it is so, oh my god, it's so beautiful and heart-wrenching. This book made me cry. One of our heroes, Hunter, in this book really has to come to terms with his own sexuality, and it is just a journey and a half. The angst in this book, but the steam in this book, the romance in this book, I love it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. This one you guys recommended is An Inheritance of Monsters. Sabrina recommended this one. She said her husband actually read this one and he liked it. And I was like, okay. Okay. This looks like it's also a first in the series, and it's reverse harem, and it's a monster romance, which I just love. So this one is really interesting. It looks like our heroine is kind of prompted to stay in this haunted house for a month, kind of as like a paranormal investigator, a paranormal experience, and she ends up discovering what it sounds like is like shadow monsters, different types of monsters under the bed and in the closet, and like what you think would be like a scary fairy tale, but it turns into something reverse harem. I'm kind of digging this. I kind of like the plot a lot. Seems like she's transported into this completely other world with all of these different types of monsters as she's doing like this paranormal investigation, and I love reverse harem, so this one is looking really good. The next one was recommended to me by Rachel from Rachel Reads and Sings, and that is Heat of the Night by Miss Nicole Stewart. This is another MMF romance. This one is kind of like a bodyguard mafia romance, if I'm not mistaken. So our heroine ends up falling for like this notorious bad boy in her town. I think he's a part of the mafia. I think he's a mafioso, if I'm not mistaken, but he needs protection because romance reasons, like I said. Best friend Enrico is like his bodyguard and enforcer and has always been there to protect him, so they all form a romance from what it seems. So this one sounds really similar to this one right here. I wholeheartedly trust Rachel's recommendations, and if I'm not mistaken, Nicole Stewart has a couple of poly MMF romances, right? I think she has like a boxing one, if I'm not mistaken. I was not mistaken. Oftentimes I am mistaken. I have a horrible memory. It's truly horrific. But in this case, I was right. So she has another one that has been on my TBR for literally ages. I think I've mentioned it here on my channel, but I have not read it, and that is Fighting for Three. This one I know has a married couple that are celebrities and they need protection. It's a theme, I guess, this bodyguard romance when it comes to MMF, but they end up hiring like a professional boxer to teach them how to fight and defend themselves and protect them, and it forms a romance. So I'm gonna read both of these now because literally Fighting for Three has been on my TBR for a very long time. But yeah, it does look like she writes predominantly MMF, bisexual, poly trios. We love to see it. We love to see it. The next one was actually, I think, just on my recommendations, like Kindle recommendations, like similar to books you've read, books you may like. They must have discovered my algorithm because they are recommending me poly romances left and right, which I appreciate. Thank you so much, Amazon. This one was recommended to me. It's called Twice the Growl. That freaking title, I cannot. This is a werewolf romance. Heroine gets broken up by like this awful ex, and she has like a wedding to attend, and she needs some arm candy. She needs to show off to her family. She doesn't want to show up without a date. She goes to like this paranormal dating agency to like get hooked up with someone, and she ends up matching with two werewolves who are her fated mates. It's a shorter book, just a little longer than your typical novella. It's like 150 pages, so I'm definitely gonna read this. That's my loose TBR of some reverse harems that I'm reading right now. Honestly, I have so many more that I really need to get to. I know that it wasn't that many books, but I really just wanted to chat with you guys, so hopefully you didn't mind. This was a TBR that you guys created. I asked you guys for recommendations and you really came through, so I appreciate that. If you have any more poly romances you want to recommend to me, leave them in the comments down below. You know I will read them. You know I will. You know I will. Alright, anyways, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!